Good morning. Hafade Lesor Mamai, Faisho. Welcome to your house chamber. Welcome to this house session. To all of you viewing on cable and other social media platforms. To all our members of the community in the gallery and in the lobby, welcome to your house chamber. I now call this 6-day fourth regular session to order. Please let us all rise for a moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. And with that, we'll go ahead and proceed to the first item of the agenda, the roll call, and I recognize our clerk.
Representative Vada, Representative Aldan, Representative Papel,
Present.
Representative Benavente, Representative Angelo Camozzo,
Present.
Representative Diego Camozzo,
Present.
Representative Joel Camozzo,
Yeah.
Representative Vicente Camozzo, Representative Castro,
Estiga.
Representative Joseph Flores,
Thank you.
Representative Joseph Flores,
Present.
Representative Manglona,
Present.
Representative Vogel, Representative Omar,
Gagi.
Representative Probst,
Present.
Representative Sablan,
Estiga.
Representative Nicolas,
Present.
Mr. Speaker,
Present.
Representative Yang Damai,
Yangi.
Representative Yumo. Mr. Speaker, 15 members are present and 5 members are absent.
Thank you, clerk. With 15 members present, that's a quorum to move forward. Please let the record reflect that Representatives Roy Adda, Joe Flores, Ralph Yumo, and Julie Ogo are hereby excused for today's session. I was just informed that Rep. Vicente Camacho will be making his way, or it's making his way up here. Okay, and with that, we'll now go ahead and go into recess for a resolution presentation. Recess.
How are you guys doing? We are here and gathered today with your family and friends to honor a very special man, a leader, a wonderful friend of ours, and a great humanitarian who's done so much for our Commonwealth, Mr. Lino Sablan Tenorio. We're honored to present to you House Resolution number 2326. This resolution is to recognize and commend Mr. Lino Tenorio for his invaluable contributions to the Sinai and Guam communities through his lifelong dedication to sharing his knowledge and experiences in bottom fishing. This has had to be condensed because if we were to really talk about all your contributions, it was about 5 pages long. So I apologize for that, but we'll give you the extended version later. So we'll keep this short and sweet. This resolution 2326, whereas in the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands and Guam share a rich maritime tradition, with fishing being central to the island's cultural identity, economy, and ways of life. And whereas Mr. Lino Sabantanoyo, a distinguished and respected fisherman, has dedicated his life to mastering and sharing the intricate and skilled practice of bottom fishing, which has long been a crucial aspect of the fishing traditions of the Marianas. And whereas over the years, Mr. Tenorio has been a mentor to many aspiring fishermen, generously imparting the techniques, skills, and cultural knowledge essential for successful bottom fishing, ensuring that these time honored practices continue to thrive for future generations. And whereas Mr. Tenorio's contributions extend beyond his technical expertise, as he has been an advocate for sustainable fishing practices, guiding others in the responsible use of the ocean's resources, and emphasizing the importance of conservation to safeguard the future of the fishing industry in both the Sinai and Guam. And whereas Mr. Tenorio's legacy as a mentor, teacher, and steward of the sea has had a profound and lasting impact on the fishing communities of the Marianas, helping to preserve and promote the cultural, economic, and environmental significance of bottom fishing. And whereas the House of Representatives of the Northern Islands seeks to honor and express its gratitude for Mr. Lino Tenorio's lifelong dedication to the art of bottom fishing and his vital role in sustaining the cultural heritage and maritime resources of the Sinai and Guam. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the House of Representatives of the 23rd Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature that the House hereby recognizes and commends Mr. Lino Tenorio for his invaluable contributions to the Sinai and Guam communities through his lifelong dedication to sharing his knowledge and experience in bottom fishing. Be it further resolved that the Speaker of the House of Representatives has certified and the House clerk shall attest to the adoption of this resolution and therefore transmit it to Mr. Lino Tenorio, who is with us today. And sir, we want to thank you again for all your valuable contributions. You've been a longtime friend for so many, and we have family and friends who have actually learned from you. Many who have talked about you like as if you were a legend, because you are one. And they often have shared stories about how you will go out on your boat when some people are like, we got to go back, and it's like, no, we're going to keep going through. Probably one of the most courageous, bravest guys who's out there and does so much and also donates so much. We know how much you also give to the community. Our our future is bright because of great people like you. And again, you are a legend, and we're grateful. And this is just focusing on your fishing expertise and knowledge and everything that you're passing on to the generation. We could also do one on your service to the Commonwealth as a government server, former commissioner of DOC, of course, and deputy commissioner for DPS, but also currently working with Homeland Security, keeping us safe and strong. Sir, we are honored to be with you today, with your family. We celebrate you, and we look forward to you continuing to teach our people, especially our children, this really important practice of sustaining our future through fishing. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you. May I say a few words? I think you guys are going to get tired of listening. No. First of all, I want to thank you, Congressman Ed Probst, and especially to my brother, Floyd Musga, who took the initiative to go ahead and get this thing rolling and having it actually done here at the legislature, because I, for one, have been a very humble public servant all my life, and I don't really like to be recognized on things that I like to do from my heart. But this has been going on for several years now. And he finally made me give up, and he said, okay, do what you got to do. And having records, I would appreciate. But like I said, I'm very humbled. But other than Floyd, I wanted to thank all my family and friends, most especially to my wife and my fishing partners also that took part with me in conducting the classes for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. To the legislative body, House and the Senate, thank you very much. I know that some of you and a lot of the people in the community have also contributed a lot to making the deep bottom fishing classes a success. And the only thing that I can really say is that what got me into sharing my knowledge and my expertise is I'm a believer in sharing your knowledge, sharing your expertise. Prior to COVID-19, as a fisherman, I've been noticing that a lot of our people are not working, unemployed, low income, and so forth. And just to take that into consideration, it hits my heart that if there's any way that I can help, I'm willing to help. So one way of helping them is I said to myself, with my personal experiences, I would like to challenge myself and ask my wife to join me and my primo, Anthony Guerrero, to let's help the community learn deep bottom fishing because they can help themselves. You know, there's this saying that goes like this: I give you fish, I feed you for a day. But if I teach you how to fish, I feed you for life. And it's not just you alone, but you and your family and your friends and your extended family everywhere. I, for one, I've been living my life as a fisherman. Whether I'm working or not, on my days off, on holidays, I'd rather go fishing than go golfing than do anything else. Why? It helps sustain my family. And for those that are actually non-believers, I will make you a believer because I'm a living proof. That's where you can actually go out there and don't waste your time just playing games and not making an income in the site. You make income in the site. I encourage everyone to take up fishing, be it trolling, be it bottom fishing. Why? You can put food on the table. Not only that, you can also make extra money in the site to help sustain your livelihood if you're making not enough. You know, we hear this every now and then. The economy is so bad. We're not making too much and so forth. Well, things don't magically happen. It doesn't come down from the heavens and lands on your plate. There are times when you have to work hard for that. And I've been working my life off ever since. And I'm trying to help people also be responsible for themselves, for their families. So I just simply want to encourage everyone to take up fishing. And the good news is, aside from this recognition today, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we are going to do again another exclusive deep bottom fishing class tailored exclusively for women. Okay? In the next 3 weeks, by the first week of January. After that, we will do another general deep bottom fishing for anybody in particular. People ask me, what is the age, the minimum age for you that you would like to take on students to participate? I go, I prefer anybody that's about 13, 14, 15 years of age who likes to go fishing with his or her dad, mom, uncles, and whatnot, because they are the kind of people who will learn something. Even though you have zero knowledge or experience in fishing, I've had testimonies from students that actually took up our class. We teach from the very basic to the intermediate to the advanced level in that one day. If you take that class, aside from the in-classroom instructions, we will also take you out in the ocean and actually do practical application, demonstration. And then when there are times available, I will even invite them and take them with me and take them fishing to do more fishing. And before you know it, they start, improving their skills. Before you know it, there's a couple of them already that have bought their own boats and are actually doing it full time also. So with this, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And to add to this, yes, of the proclamation you mentioned, Guam. It's been also an honor for the people of Guam to welcome me back. I mean, down to Guam last year. It all started with folks from Guam coming over, attending the Saipan Fishermen Association. And when they heard about me conducting classes, they say, hey, why don't you go down to Guam? Because there's some of us that would like to learn. Because the folks back in Guam, there's a handful of them that knows deep bottom fishing, but they're very selfish. You ask them to help you, they say, hey, bro, all you got to do, buy the line, buy the hook, get the bait, put it, and go out and fish, and you catch your fish. That's it. They go, Mr. Tenor, please help us. Sure enough, when I went down to Guam my very first time, it touched my heart. For people to say, we want to learn. We have the capability, we have the equipment, we have the willpower, we have the materials, the whole nine yards. We just don't have the knowledge. When I started conducting my class, it went from 1, 2, 3. And up to now, there's still a handful of them that are waiting for my time to go down and go, hey, I cannot be at two places at the same time, but with the Lord's help, hopefully I'll be there again by the end of the month or next month and conduct a class during the weekend. So thank you again. Thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your inspiring words. Mrs. Tenori, would you like to say a few words? Okay. Well, we're going to pause and get a photo. So is everybody here? Come on.
Before we went on recess, we went on recess for a resolution presentation for Mr. Lino Sablan Tenorio. We'll now move down to public comments, but before we do that, I'd like to recognize the floor leader for the suspension.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend Rule 3, Section 6, so that the House amends its agenda to include unnumbered bills and resolutions not filed with the House Clerk's office 72 hours in advance when a notice for session was given and posted. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Valdan? Representative Fato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Angelo Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Good.
Representative Castro?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglona?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Good.
Representative Probes?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Good.
Representative Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yanktamay?
Aware.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 15 members present voting yes, the motion carries. We now proceed with public comments. The podium is open. You'll be given 5 minutes. Please state your name and the entity you represent. Thank you.
Good morning, Speaker Villagomez and honorable members of the House of Representatives. For the record, my name is Dr. Marty Rohringer, and I represent 2 entities today, both CHCC and the Medical Licensing Board. I was the director of the emergency department at CHCC intermittently since 1993 till 2023, and I am currently the deputy chief medical officer at CHCC. I am also the vice chairman of the Healthcare Professions Licensing Board, or the Medical Licensing Board, for the last 10 years. I am so excited and appreciative that you're meeting so late in the year. I know holidays and family are at the forefront of everybody's mind these days. So it's great that you're meeting to attend to these important issues. And in the holiday spirit, I'm hoping you can give a present by passing this bill. All kidding aside, I'm here to urge support for Senate Bill 2367 SS1, which will empower the Healthcare Profession Licensing Board to create practical and diligent pathways for foreign doctors to practice in the Commonwealth. Perhaps many of you know firsthand or through family members or constituents the challenges of accessing healthcare, particularly primary care. I'm here to let you know that this is not just a CNMI issue, it's a national crisis. Across the US, states are grappling with the shortage of doctors, particularly for primary care and because of the growing needs and aging population. Many states have already enacted pathways or are seriously considering pathways of facilitating foreign doctors to be licensed in their jurisdictions. Senate Bill 2367 SS1 will allow us to bring in qualified primary care and specialist care physicians to provide urgently needed care for our people. I have full confidence in the licensing board's ability to vet and ensure only competent, highly qualified doctors serve both at CHCC and in the private sector. Thank you for your support on this important legislation. I sincerely appreciate your valuable time, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays and thank you, Doctor. The podium is still open for public comments.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker and members of the House. My name is Wendelin Escota. I am the General Manager of Mariana's Eye Institute. For the past 26 years, Mariana's Eye Institute has been the only eye clinic that has a full-time ophthalmologist on island. We provide essential medical care and surgical care for the patients. Unfortunately, our current ophthalmologist will be leaving in February. And despite our extensive efforts of recruitment, we have not been able to successfully find a replacement from the US or Canada. This situation, of course, presents a critical healthcare gap. Only an ophthalmologist can perform surgeries, laser treatments, eye injections, which are necessary for patients who have critical serious conditions like diabetic eye exam, cataracts, and retinal disorders. Without an immediate action, patients will face off-island referrals. This will lead to increased costs, significant delays, and of course, the risk of preventable vision loss. While we have secured 2 temporary U.S. ophthalmologists to cover portions of February and March, these are short-term solutions. The ultimate goal that we have is to bring a permanent ophthalmologist. We have already identified several highly qualified international candidates ready to serve the CNMI. However, securing necessary visas will take several months. So, of course, time is of the essence because there will still be gaps with the eye care. So the swift passage of the bill is critical to addressing this urgent need. On behalf of Mariana's Eye Institute and the patients that we all serve, we urge this honorable body to pass SB 2367 SS1 without delay. We thank you for your time and consideration, and like what Dr. Roringer said, for taking the time on this busy holiday season to be here and discuss the important matters at hand. Happy holidays.
Thank you. The podium is still open.
Good morning, Speaker Bill Gomez and representatives. My name is Matthew Nelson. I'm bookending Dr. Roringer as the current Emergency Department Director. First, let me say it's an honor to have been able to serve the CNMI community emergency department needs over the past 5 years. Traditionally, we have provided supplemental medical services to Tinian and Rhoda during the hours that are not covered by your typical primary care. However, over the past few years, the emergency department and family care clinics have found it increasingly difficult to provide coverage to Rhoda and Tinian, as our departments are also facing recruitment and retention issues. Just recently, last week, I was in Rhoda attempting to develop and expand access to care while utilizing our existing resources and being mindful of the fiscal responsibilities and realities that we face. The purpose of my visit there to Rhoda was to institute an acute care and after-hours telemedicine capabilities, which we are actually testing this week. However, this does not take the place of access to continuity care from primary care providers. While our providers in the emergency department are able to care for all ages, our training and focus in emergency and urgent care. I'm a board certified family physician, and I cannot overstate the importance of access to consistent preventative care. That's what prevents the acute and emergent appointments. I strongly support SB 2367 and the opportunity for foreign medical doctors to address the continuing health needs of both Rhoda and Tinian. Thank you for your time. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. The podium is still open for public comments. Okay, seeing that there is no further public comments, we'll now proceed to item number 3, the adoption of journals, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 3, adoption of journals, we have one item, the 4th regular session journal dated October 25th, 2024.
Thank you, Clerk. And with that, I recognize the floor leader for the adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move for the adoption of the fourth regular session journal dated for October 25, 2024. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of the journal, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor to adopt the journal, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 4, introduction of bills, and with the suspension of the rules to amend the agenda. Does anybody have any unnumbered bill to introduce? Okay, nothing further under House bills. We now move down to House local bills, and I recognize Representative Patrick San Nicolas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to withdraw House Local Bill number 23-70 to appropriate 78,000 from revenues collected from poker fees in the second and third district and for other purposes, and to, if can be allowed to introduce an unnumbered local bill, is to appropriate 18,000 from revenues collected from poker fees for the second and third district and for other purposes, Mr. Speaker. This due to inaccurate figures here, so we have to do an unnumbered. Thank you.
Thank you, and so noted, Representative Patrick San Nicolas. Let the record reflect that you're withdrawing this House local bill, is what you're doing, Representative San Nicolas, and you just introduced the unnumbered local bill to correct the dollar figure, no?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Okay, thank you, San Nicolas. And with that, I'd like to recognize the floor leader for the suspension of rules.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that said, I now move to suspend Rule 8, Section 1, which would normally have all appropriation bills, including local appropriation bills, referred to the House Committee on Ways and Means. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made to suspend Rule 8, Section 1, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. And with nothing further under House bills and local bills and legislative initiatives, we move down to item number 5, introduction of resolutions, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Introducing House Resolution number 2328 to recognize and commend Mr. Cameron S. Nicholas for his invaluable contributions to the CNMI through dedicated services, sharing his expertise and knowledge as a legislative assistant to the House of Representatives for nearly a decade. This is sponsored by me, and if there are no objections, I'd like to ask this be submitted from the Committee of the Whole.
No objections. Thank you for that, floor leader. House Resolution number 23-28 is now hereby introduced by the Committee of the Whole and will be placed on resolution calendar for action today. Next on our resolution list is I'd like to recognize myself, and it's House Resolution number 23-29 to recognize the Saipan Rotary. Motion. Title to regulate officers of WESH line under the Pure Food and Drug Control Act and for other purposes will be placed on bill calendar for action today. Senate Communication 23-132, transmitting to House Action Senate Bill 23-6777.1, titled to allow the healthcare professions licensing board to formulate regulations for the licensing of physicians licensed to practice in a foreign country for other purposes, will be also placed on bill calendar for action today. Senate Communication 23-133, transmitting to House Action Senate Bill Resolution number 23-10, to approve 3 additional full-time equivalent FTE employees for the office of the mayor for the municipality of Rota to efficiently and effectively provide the necessary daily services to the community, will also be placed on the resolution calendar for action today. Senate Communication 23-134, returning House Bill number 23-26, entitled to enforce PNC 1402 G1 to allocate 10% of the excise tax to the solid waste management revolving fund. It was passed by the Senate with amendments on November 19, 2024, in the form of House Bill number 23-26 SB1. That communication will be referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. The other Senate communications are for information purposes. Any further discussion? Ready? Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 8, House Communications.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 8, House Communications, we have House Communications 23-162 to 23-171.
Thank you, clerk. Any discussions on the House communications? Thank you, colleagues. With that, we move down to item number 9. We have none. Communications from the judicial branch. We now move down to item number 10, communications from departments and agencies.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Under item 10, Communications from Departments and Agencies, we have one item, Department of Emergency Communication 23-3.
Thank you, clerk. Any further discussions? I recommend Representative Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd just like to comment on this communication that was provided to us and recorded to the Department of Public Lands regarding the land compensation claims. I think this has been a discussion we've been having both on and off record, that the administration or the executive branch must work together with the Department of Public Lands to figure out a way to finally pay these individuals and these families what is due to them in regard to land claims. This has been in the books for many, many years. We've got families that have been waiting over 20 years to be compensated for their land. And at some point, the administration, whoever that may be, moving forward and now, should really figure out and find a way and offer the solution to pay for these land claims. I know it's going to come back to us saying that it is the legislative body's responsibility to fund that. And yes, to some degree that is correct. However, there are funds that we can obviously identify, but until we can come to an agreement and figure this out as a whole, and in partnership with the administration and DPL, I really truly believe that something needs to be done. The land claims need to be paid. The people who are owed need to be paid, and this liability needs to come down once and for all. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Flores. Any further? Ready? We will move down to item number 11, communication.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Under item 11, Miscellaneous Communication, we have two items. Miscellaneous Communication 23-104 and 23-105.
Thank you, clerk. Any discussion or comments on the miscellaneous communication? Ready? Thank you. With that, we'll move down to item number 12, reports of standing committees.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. Under item 12, reports of standing committees, we have two standing committee reports ready for action, 23-104 and 23-105.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 2394, reporting on House Bill number 2355, entitled To Advance Indigenous Chamorro and Carolinian Language Education in the Sinai. The House Committee on Education recommends that the House pass the bill in the form of House Bill number 2355, House Draft 1. So moved.
Thank you, Floor Leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of Standing Committee Report 23-94, and it has been seconded. Any discussion? Recognize Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd just like to thank the Youth Congress for also taking the lead on issues regarding Chamorro and Carolinian bilingual programs. I also like to thank the CCLHS instructors that have been teaching despite their inequitable resources and salary. This bill is really about putting equity into the school system in terms of indigenous languages. Our official languages are Chamorro, Carolinian, and English, and there's no reason why our bilingual teachers should be treated differently. This bill aims to provide equity, and especially in a time when there's a lot of people in the community that can be assisting the school system. There's several manomcos that have come up and stressed their frustration for some that don't speak, like in terms of customer service, where agencies don't know how to assist them in the language that they're comfortable speaking with or their native language, and that should be addressed as well. At the end of the day, language, culture is what we provide to our tourists. So significant investments need to go into this as well. But at the same time, I challenge anyone that is against providing equity to our Chamorro and Carolinian bilingual instructors to try living on the salary that they are being paid, because it's really unfair. I've been into some classrooms where the teachers don't even have the same level of resources, not even a classroom. So we really need to look into this. This bill is modeled after a similar bill in New Mexico, which passed and is public law in that state. And if we look at the economy of it and the equity that we are providing, I believe I just wanted to also ask our members in the Senate to please move this bill forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Manny Costa. Recognize Representative Roland.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With regards to this bill, the language, I would like to share among everyone of us over here in the legislature. I think we should be also a role model for the teaching of the language and the culture of the Miscellaneous here in the legislature. I think we should find ways to start trying to speak Chamorro and the followers Carolinian here, in order for a lot of our people still wants to understand more, especially the young ones who wants to know. And if we want to preserve this culture, we have to be also a role model. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Beneventi. Any further under Standing Committee Report 23-94? Ready? Okay. And with that, all in favor to adopt Standing Committee Report 23-94, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move for the adoption of Standing Committee Report number 2395, reporting on House Bill number 2393, entitled To Amend Title IV, Division 1 by adding a new Chapter 13 and repealing Chapter 5, Section 1502, Hotel Occupancy Tax, and for other purposes. Your House Committee on Ways and Means recommends that the House pass the bill in the form of House Bill number 2393, House Draft 1. So moved.
Thank you, Floor Leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of Standing Committee Report 23-95, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Okay. All in favor to adopt Standing Committee Report 23-95, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. And with that, nothing further under reports of standing committees. We move down to item number 13. Reports of special and conference committees, we have none. Item number 14, unfinished business, we have none. We now move down to item number 15, resolution calendar. And with that, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to adopt House Resolution number 2328, a House resolution to recognize and commend Mr. Cameron S. Nicholas for his invaluable contributions to the CNMI through dedicated services, sharing his expertise and knowledge as a legislative assistant to the House of Representatives for nearly a decade. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of House Resolution number 23-28, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor to adopt, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 23-28 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to adopt House Resolution number 2329, a House resolution to recognize the Saipan Rotary Club in promoting service and peace in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of House Resolution number 23-29, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All right. All in favor for the adoption, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 23-29 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you. I now move to adopt commemorative resolution number 2313, a House commemorative resolution to honor the life and legacy of Ephraim Menglonia Atilig. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made to adopt commemorative resolution number 23-13, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Commemorative resolution 23-13 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move to adopt Senate Joint Resolution number 2310, a Senate Joint Resolution to approve 3 additional full-time equivalent employees for the office of the mayor for the municipality of Rota to efficiently and effectively provide the necessary daily services to the community. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the adoption of Senate Joint Resolution number 23-10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Okay, just to a quick note again, because we're in lame duck session, anything that deals with appropriations or something similar to this joint resolution requires 3/4 votes. So that's actually all those present right now. In the event that one decides otherwise, yeah. Okay, so with that, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Faldan? Yes. Representative Pato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Angelo Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Good.
Representative Castro?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Menglonia?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probst?
Yes.
Representative Sabalan?
Hungan.
Representative Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay?
Our.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. And with all 15 members present voting yes, Senate Joint Resolution number 23-10 is hereby adopted. Thank you, everyone. And can I just call for just a 5-minute recess? No objection?
No.
To my call anyway, so quick recess. We went on recess. We're on item number 16, the bill calendar, and with that, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before offering the motion for passage on Senate Bill number 2367, Senate Substitute 1, I move to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, Committee Reports and Other Documents, and Rule 9, Section 9 and 10. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the suspension of Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move to pass Senate Bill number 2367, Senate Substitute 1, a bill for an act to allow the Healthcare Professions Licensing Board to promulgate regulations for the licensing of physicians licensed to practice in a foreign country and for other purposes. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the passage of Senate Bill 23-67, Senate Substitute 1, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Representative Marissa Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. While I commend the author of the bill, I would just like to put for the record that although it says physicians, I want to make it very clear that the intent of the bill is not limited to just physicians, but also should include ophthalmologists, veterinarians, those healthcare and specialized fields in this area. So I just want to put for the record again, like I said, it's not just limited to physicians because that's a very broad language, but all other healthcare professionals, not limited to specialized fields such as ophthalmologists and veterinarians, et cetera, et cetera. So my hope is that the body that will regulate that is also mindful that there are other needs. There are other needs, and the legislative intent is to include all healthcare professionals and including specialized physicians in specialized fields. As the comment was made by the general manager of Marianas High Institute, without an on-island ophthalmologist, 100 to 180 patients each month, including those with diabetic eye disease, cataracts, retinal tears, serious eye infection and injuries, acute glaucoma, and retinal swelling will need off-island referrals, drastically increasing both cost and inconvenience while putting countless individuals at risk of losing their sight. So please make sure that you are very clear with the intent of the bill and that it serves all clinics, including the private sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Marissa. Any further under Representative Manny Castro?
I just would like to thank the author of the bill. This bill would help the hospital and our community reduce medical referral costs. Medical referral is very costly to the families. We all know it, like how many bingo fundraisers and so not only is it good because it's going to save our Commonwealth resources, but it's also an opportunity to generate resources such as, inviting more clinics to open up, especially specialized clinics. But I just wanted to put this some words of caution that we're also going to need to help the licensing board in providing them more resources to vet as the scope of their work is going to expand internationally. They're going to need more resources to conduct a thorough vetting process of the candidates. But this is a really good bill for our people and for our economy, and just providing more access to healthcare. So thank you to the authors, and thank you, team, for your efforts.
Thank you, Representative Manny Castro. Recognize Representative Denita Yanktamay.
Yes. Thank you again to the author of this bill. It is great, especially when the clinics, private clinics, start opening up. It will be great for our economy and for our children to, kids of the Commonwealth to become apprentices in those clinics, so we don't have to hire from outside. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yang Tamai. I recognize Representative Omar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And yes, I want to thank the Senate Vice President Donald for introducing this bill. And I was privy to meeting with Dr. Rohringer early on as we were discussing the challenges that the hospital and now with the inclusions of private clinics and private practices, private healthcare or just basically healthcare providers that's covered in this bill. It is a plus for our dire situation with some providers going out of commission, I guess you can say. But with the intent of its bill as it is and the revisions that's been made, I just want to urge and ask all my colleagues here to move for its passage and that this bill be entertained by the administration sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Omar. Any further under recognized Representative Roman Benevente?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With regards to the bill, I like the bill because it extends to the private sector too. The effort extends to the private sector, and for example, I just give one example, like Marianas Eye Institute. I was one of the patients for Marianas Eye Institute as a cataract patient. So I really applaud the author of the bill, and I look forward that we move forward with this bill to alleviate a lot of the heavy cost of medical, what you call that, medical referral issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Roman Benevente. Any further under Senate Bill number 2367, Senate Substitute 1? Ready? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Faldan? Yes. Representative Patel?
Yes.
Representative Benevente? Representative Angelo Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Diego Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho?
Hunggan.
Representative Castro?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglona?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hunggan.
Representative Probes?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hunggan.
Representative Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay?
However,
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 15 members present voting yes, Senate Bill number 23-67, Senate Substitute 1 hereby passes the House. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before offering the motion for passage on first and final reading of House Bill number 23-113, I move to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Section 9 and 10. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made to suspend Section Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion offered by the floor leader, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move for passage House Bill number 23-113, a bill for an act to provide greater authority to government transit buses owned and operated by the Commonwealth Office of Transit Authority, COTA, and for other purposes. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the passage of House Bill 23-113, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Recognize Representative John Paul Sablan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And at this time, I'd like to offer a floor amendment. I believe every member has a copy of the floor amendment in the form of House Substitute 1. So move.
Second, recognize the legal counsel. You raised your hand, sir? Okay, quick recess. Before we went on recess, we were under discussion for House Bill number 23-113, and floor amendment was offered in the form of a House substitute by Representative John Paul Sablan. And with that, we're under discussion under the floor amendment that was offered. So the floor is open for discussions.
Ready?
Are we ready? Okay, so with that, all in favor for the floor amendment offered by Representative John Paul Sablan, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. We now move back to the main motion, which is for the passage of House Bill number 23-113, House Substitute 1. Any further discussions? Ready, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Aldan? Representative Fato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Angelo Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Okay.
Representative Castro?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglonia?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probes?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Yes.
Representative Nicholas?
Yes.
Representative Yanktamay?
Howard.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With 15 members present voting in favor, House Bill number 23-113, House Substitute 1 hereby passes the House. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before offering the motion for passage on first and final reading for Senate Bill number 2317, I move to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Section 9 and 10. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the suspension of Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Floor leader.
I now move for passage Senate Bill number 2317, a bill for an act to amend the provisions pertaining to village and agricultural homesteads in Rhoda, Tinian, and Saipan, and to specifically prohibit the Department of Public Lands from revoking a village or agricultural homestead permit after it is approved and issued because the applicant met all the requirements, including that the applicant has no interest in land at the time the permit was approved and for other purposes. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the passage of Senate Bill 23-17, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Representative John Paul Sablan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And this time I'd like to offer a floor amendment and pretty much just striking out the words Rhoda, Tinian, and Saipan and replacing them with first, second, and third senatorial district. Consistent with the intent of the foregoing amendments, I hereby also move to allow the legal counsel, together with the House Clerk, to make further non-substantive technical amendments that are strictly necessary to effectuate the intent of this floor amendment prior to transmittal. So offered.
Thank you. Floor amendment has been offered by Representative John Paul Sablan, and it has been seconded. Any discussions on the floor amendment offered? Ready? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Now, motion carries. We now move back to the main motion. It is now Senate Bill 23-17, House Draft 1. Floor is open for discussions. Ready? Okay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Aldan? Representative Fato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Good.
Representative Castro?
Gan.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglonia?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probes?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hungan.
Representative Nicholas?
Yes.
Representative Yanktamay?
Howard.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 15 members present voting yes, Senate Bill number 23-17, House Draft 1 hereby passes the House. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before the offering the motion for passage on first and final reading for Senate Bill number 2354, I move to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the suspension of Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move to pass Senate Bill number 2354, a bill for an act to regulate afuk or buesh lime under the Pure Food and Drug Control Act and for other purposes. So moved.
Seconded. Okay. Motion has been made for the passage of Senate Bill 23-54, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Valdan? Representative Vattel?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Again.
Representative Angelo Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Again.
Representative Castro?
Again.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Gloria?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probst?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Again.
Representative Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yankamai?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voting yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 15 members present voting yes, Senate Bill number 23-54 hereby passes the House. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move to pass House Bill number 2355, House Draft 1, a bill for an act to advance Indigenous, Chamorro, and Carolinian language education in the Sinai. So moved.
Thank you. Floor leader, a motion has been made to pass House Bill number 23-55, House Draft 1, and has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Valdan?
Yes.
Representative Vattel?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Angelo Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Again.
Representative Manny Castro?
Again.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Gloria?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probst?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Again.
Representative San Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yankamai?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 15 members present voting yes, House Bill 23-55, House Draft 1 hereby passes the House. I was hoping that we were all going to vote in the vernacular, but anyways, floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move for passage House Bill number 2393, House Draft 1, a bill for an act to amend Title 4, Division 1 by adding a new Chapter 13 and repealing Chapter 5, Section 1502, hotel occupancy tax, and for other purposes. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the passage of House Bill number 23-93, House Draft 1, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready. Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Vattel?
Yes.
Representative Benavente? Representative Angelo Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Diego Komatsu?
Yes.
Representative Joel Komatsu?
Again.
Representative Castro?
Again.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Gloria?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Probst?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Again.
Representative Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yankamai?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 15 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 15 members present voting yes, House Bill number 23-93, House Draft 1 hereby passes the House. Floor leader. Apologize for that. There was a little confusion, but that pretty much wraps up our bill calendar. So we'll go ahead and proceed to item number 17, miscellaneous business, and I recognize Representative Vincent S. Aldan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want the public to understand this. No? Can you bring that up? For those people out there in the community, right, that think for one moment that we here as members of your representative that are making gazillion dollars, okay? Let me show you something. And this is very personal, but I'm going to show it anyways. just so that you understand, okay, that it takes a lot to do this job. It really does. And it's very frustrating when the public are talking about things that they don't understand. Can we zoom into this so that the people can see exactly what I'm talking about? So, ladies and gentlemen of the CNMI, no, what you're looking at is my payroll from the CNMI government. This is what I bring home. Being your representative, I bring home $488.62 every 2 weeks. That is how much I get paid. Why? Because technically, on average, every single one of us probably like brings home like at least 600. The only reason why I get 400 is because I have children and I pick the highest insurance that I can get for them. Okay. Now, for anybody out there that's thinking that we make a lot of money, think again. Okay. We are sometimes told that, we make a lot of money, this and that, and we should be supporting this and that. And, and they expect us to, one, pay our CUC bill, where fact alone is probably like, that's the whole paycheck. Not to mention, our IT&E bill or Docomo bill, that's probably like over 100, and then me personally, I use my own car and it costs me like $116 a month. But I'm privileged. Why? Because I am retired from the military and I earned that. So if you think for one moment that sitting up here in the legislature getting called 24/7, 7 days a week, and we're making a lot of money, think again. None of us up here that are sitting here representing you, are making a lot of money. And you are all more than welcome to come and do an audit in my office if you want to see where your so-called allowance is going to. Because that allowance is going back to you. So for those people that are saying that we should go on, work part-time, okay, then don't call us after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And for those people that are saying that we're making a lot of money, well, this is proof to you that we don't. But yet, every time we go to a funeral, a rosary, a birthday, or whatever, we give a little something. So don't think for one moment that we're up here and we're like making, a gazillion dollars, because we're not. And for anybody to say that, we're making too much money, well, that's fact right there in front of you, that to show you that we're not. So in the spirit of holiday, Fangay Corazon, have a heart. Because we take a lot of bashing, you know what I mean? And we accept it. But when you're starting to say that we're not doing our job and everything like that, well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I know that this is the truth. You can't satisfy everybody. But we take the punches and we move on. It is an honor and a privilege to serve. We're not here to, for the paycheck. That's for sure. But best believe that we're not playing. We're here. We're doing work, and what we do up here representing you, okay, it's not an easy task. There's a lot of negotiations. There's a lot of, reading, research, and it takes a lot of time. So please don't say that we're making a lot of money up here, because we don't, but yet we give a lot of our time and our personal resources to you, to the public. And I'm not saying this because, and I'm not mad at all. I'm just upset when the community, are talking about things that they don't understand and that they don't see. And what I'm showing you, okay, is something personal, but I do not have anything to hide. And I'm talking on, and I hope that my colleagues can, attest that we're not hiding anything. What you see on that screen is what a lot of us are taking home. A lot of our workers are most likely making more money than we do, but it's okay. But please, before you talk, understand what it is that you're going to be talking about, and know that we are up here at the legislature representing you, are sacrificing a lot every day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Aldan. Recognize Representative Marissa Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think my miscellaneous is going to be a little bit more happy. Thank you, Rep Aldan, for your message. But just two things. Number one, I'd like to thank Senator Cruz for introducing Senate Bill 2317, I believe, and with the amendments made by Representative JP Sablan. After reading this, I need to commend him because this particular act is quite important when individuals such as ourselves receive homestead land for that purpose, whether it be agricultural homestead or village homestead. But what's important for me to state is that in no way should the Department of Public Lands revoke any homestead after they've already been lotteried and given. I think that that is such an injustice, and no agency should decide who lives and dies. No agency should be given the power to take away something that they had been given. And with this act, it does provide the necessary safeguards to allow each individual who has been afforded a homestead to keep it, whether or not they've been married or what have you. It is theirs, and no agency should take it away. So for Senator Cruz to introduce this and the amendments offered by Rep. Sablan, I just have to thank you, because this really truly affected a lot of people in the past, and this is taking care of future inheritance coming from the government, which is something that we give our people, homestead and property, to build their house and start their life. On another note, I just like to make it very clear that there has been a lot of juvenile activity going on, a lot of crime in our community, and a lot of them have been very disheartening and very nerve-wracking, because these are children. They're not adults. Some of them were, but two major accidents happened. And there was a loss of life, I believe, this past weekend. And I just want to say something to the parents. Yes, we cannot tell you how to raise your children, but we can at least empower you to be more involved. If they are a minor, they're not supposed to be out past a certain hour. Keep them home, be involved, talk to them, encourage them, because we don't condone this type of behavior. And we are all doing our part as parents to nurture our children to be respectful, law-abiding citizens. And when you have activities such as this, kidnapping, assault, under the influence of alcohol as a minor, that is very telling of what we are as community members and how we are involved or not involved in our children's lives. So I ask and I challenge all our parents and all our guardians to please be more involved with your kids, talk to them, and let them know that, there's a standard of how we treat each other and how we look at ourselves and how they should look at themselves with dignity and respect, because we are trying to move in a manner that is wholesome, respectful, safe. Um, and I'm very concerned with what's been going on this past weekend. And I pray that we all can do better for each other. And I keep all of you guys in my prayers. And I just wanted to say that because it's a very alarming, and we should all be concerned. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Marissa Flores. I recognize Representative Denita Yanktamay.
Thank you, Speaker. I too want to commend the author of SB 2317 HD1, for the village and agricultural homestead, because I had this experience with this just recently. That lady asked me to look into her a homestead in Cagman, and that she was given in 2003. And when I did a research on that, I found out that in 2018 it was revoked because she was slow in constructing a structure there. So I don't know. I hope that she can be given another chance for a homestead somewhere, maybe in Pagan or whatever. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yanktamay. Representative TJ Manglonia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I also just like to commend author of House Bill 23-113 to address some of the safety issues with CODA. I think CODA is a great program, but it is like with anything that's new to implement. There's going to be some hiccups, and even amongst ourselves, there was some confusion about the stops with CODA and how that works. And I feel like this is going to help address that. My only ask is that CODA and DPS work together once if this bill is signed into law to make sure that the public is aware of what to do when a CODA bus or van stops. But it's an amazing program, and I know, speaking to individuals, especially those that need to go to the hospital or don't have a vehicle, it has been something that has been very beneficial for them. So I thank you for that. And lastly, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to everyone in the CNMI. I hope you all have a blessed and safe holiday with your family. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative TJ Manglonia. Any further? Representative Manny Castro.
I also just wanted to commend all of you, colleagues, for voting on Senate Bill 2367 SS1 for its passage. This is going to help our economy, but at the end of the day, it's really going to help our people in terms with providing greater access to healthcare. There's so many medical referral fundraisers going on, and if we can reduce that burden on families, it has a very has a strong impact on their discretionary funds, which in turn helps our local livelihoods here in the CNMI. But the most impactful part is also it provides an opportunity for business and job creation, as Rep. Yanktamay alluded to earlier. So again, thank you all for voting on that, and I hope that it's properly implemented. And just please let's help the licensing board, because they're gonna need a lot of help in terms of vetting. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, Representative Manny Castro. Any further under miscellaneous? Recognize Representative Roman Benavente.
Jesus Mosi, Mr. Speaker. To the viewing public, we are here. You guys voted for us, and we're here. We're representing you. We're having a hard time right now. Really, the community is struggling. The prices are so high. Everything is moving more higher as far as expenses is concerned within the household and within the community. And I acknowledge that although we're elected and we're here to represent you, and we'll stick it out and continue to support and try to find solution for the people that we have around us. I just like to say this. I know it is very sometimes ill for me to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year because I know not for everybody. But regardless to that, I just like to say in Chamorro, Feliz Pascua and Ano Nuevo para todos ang ni público. Si Jesus Masi, Mr. Speaker.
Jesus Masi, Representative Roman Beneventi. Any further under miscellaneous? Okay, with nothing further, we move down to item number 18, announcements. Any announcements? I just want to make an announcement that on Friday, the 20th, the Manamco will be coming over to do their annual Christmas caroling, and we will also be hosting them for lunch up here. Of course, you're all invited, your staff, and of course the legislature. No. So that'll be around lunchtime. Originally, they scheduled for 9:30, but I think just so we can get it closer to lunch, we asked them if they could do the executive side branch first, then come to us. So, there's no gap for them to wait for the food and all that. And with that too, I just like to wish everyone out there a very safe and joyous Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to all of you and your families. Thank you. Any further under announcements? Recognize Representative.
Did I
Benita
hear
Yan.
that the DPS carolers will be here as well?
I think they'll be coming as well. And they can also stay for lunch if they
We
want.
just want to be nice to them because it's holidays.
Yeah.
Checkpoints.
Hopefully they pull back on the checkpoints. No, I'm just kidding. Any further under announcements? Okay, with nothing further, we move to adjournment. Floor leader.
Subject to the call of the speaker, I move for adjournment.
Thank you. Motion has been made and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed can stay. The ayes have it. Session's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Merry Christmas.